Guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm here with a different type of video today. Usually I'm doing like a review or makeup, and today I figured that I can do this video in more of a talk through video for you guys. I'm going to be telling you about what it's like working at Ulta, the interview process, and what it's like actually being a beauty advisor at Ulta. So if you're interested and want to know more, or if you're thinking about working at a local Ulta or what it's like, just stay tuned for more. So I'm going to go through the interview process first. The interview process is depending on your Ulta really, but my interview, it went like there was a new store coming up, so I was noticing that they were building an Ulta, and I applied just because, you know, obviously they're going to need workers. So I applied. You do not need experience at all. It's better if you do have experience, especially in retail, because if you have experience in makeup, it's good, but especially in retail because that's what they'll be looking for. So if you have experience in retail, that'll be good. But if you don't, I mean, if it's your first job or anything like that, you can still have a possibility of getting in. So the application process. The application is online only. There's no store that they don't have any papers. So really, you can call the store and see if they're applying or hiring. Most of the times you can just go on the website ulta.com, look up your local store, and it'll say right there if they're applying and what positions they're applying, like you can apply for. So click your beauty advisor, and then you're just going to enter in all your simple information and everything. So what I would recommend, give your application about 2 or 3 days, and then you can call back. Call the store, just like, hey. Or it's better to go in, actually, especially in the earlier weekdays. You can go in, and I'm sure there's a general manager there, just to be like, hey, you know, I'll put in my application, because they like to see that you've shown your face, especially if the store is close and it's reachable to you. Basically, just go in and ask. Just be like, hey, I just put in an application here, you know, we just wanted to see if you guys were still hiring, or if you had a chance to look at my application, because they'll see that you're dedicated and you want the job. Next, let's say that they call you back for an interview. So when you're going to your interview, it's best that you wear all black, maybe with some accent jewelry, but it's best to wear all black because that's what you're going to be wearing as a beauty advisor at Ulta. You wear all black. So you want to make sure that you know the uniform, closed-toed shoes, you know, don't have any really, you don't want to have your shoulders out, you don't want to be showing too much here or really here. So you'll have that too. Make sure that your makeup is on point. They don't, you know, you don't have to have eyelashes out here or anything, but, you know, just make sure that you know what you're doing, or your makeup is looking good. So that way that she can see, okay, you know, or the manager can see that you know what you're doing and you know what you're talking about when it comes to makeup. Some questions that is going to be asked during your interview are why you're interested in being a beauty advisor. And I mean, just be honest, but make sure you know what you're talking about and still sound very, very interested in the position, because that gives you better chances of getting hired. And she'll ask you, like, if you're wearing a full face of makeup during your interview, they're going to ask you what exactly you're wearing. So you want to make sure that you know, like, what you're wearing as your foundation, what you're wearing as your eyeshadow, what's your favorite brand. They're going to ask you all of that. They're going to ask you what your 3 favorite brands are. Then they're going to ask you if you're more of a high-end person or a drugstore person. And if you're a mix of both, or if you know both, maybe, I said during my interview, she asked me, like, do you know brands from this high-end, or brands from this drugstore? So it's good to know both and be on my face. I think that day I had a little mixture of high-end and low-end. Like, I had Urban Decay All Nighter, but then I had L'Oreal powder. So, and the person who was interviewing me, she really loved that. She was like, okay, so I can see you know or are interested in both. So that way when you're working there, you have a mindset of, okay, I know a little bit of high-end and a little bit of drugstore. So if somebody asks you a question, you want to make sure that you know it to the best of your ability or know what to do in the situation. Okay, now it's your first day at your job and you want to know what it's like working at Ulta. So working at Ulta, you're going to have your high ends and low ends. You're going to be, especially as a beauty advisor, you're mostly going to stay on the mass section, so the drugstore section part of the store. You're going to have all the NYX, L'Oreal, CoverGirl, Ulta brand, and then you're also going to have like your hair dyes, all of that on that side is going to be for you. You'll walk on the floor and then you'll be at the cashier. So usually if you're working, say, the night shift as a cashier, you're going to be the only one there on the floor and on cash. So sometimes it's going to be hard. You'll have one person in prestige and then it'll be a cash, yourself, and you on the floor. So say if you have someone you're helping out, you can be there too, but you always have to be cautious of watching the front desk, making sure that no one's waiting in the line for too long or no one has to come get you. So that's just something to be aware of. And let's say truck is usually on Saturday mornings, really early Saturday mornings, just depending on the store. So that pretty much goes. It'll be like a group of about, I think, 6 girls. I'm not sure exactly how much, or 6. The trucks at Ulta come in and I forgot what it's called. Like, I don't know, it's big boxes of multiple boxes, okay? And it is not easy doing truck at Ulta because you have every single lipstick, every single powder, every single thing with the barcode, and you have to make sure that everything is right. So a lot of people, when it comes to working at Ulta, they think that, okay, it's just all this fun and glamour and, just makeup and everything, but there is a little bit of it that, goes in the shadow, and you want to make sure that, this is what it is. You're going to have to be doing truck. You're going to have to be stocking the makeup when it goes undone. You have to make sure that you're on top of your game when it comes to specific barcodes, specific brands, and anything like that. So that's just something to be aware of. Another thing to know when you're working at Ulta is you need to be aware that you're going to work holidays, or you have to be available on holidays. So Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas, all that, you have to be available. And if you get scheduled, it's like, unless you find somebody to take your schedule, you're responsible for working that. So you just have to be aware, which, that's with any retail basically, especially for Black Friday. So I know around this time, a lot of Ultas in retail period are hiring because of Black Friday and holiday sales. They're going to need more people for seasonal. So if you're looking to apply, now would be the time. It's just, or the time of this video right now, it's seasonal time, but now would be the time to apply. It's just knowing that you're going to have to be working those days or have to be available those days. And it's kind of tough once you get the schedule. You have to be aware. Unless you can get somebody fast, you're just gonna have to work then. So that's another commitment too with working in any retail. You have to be aware that holidays and stuff you can't really call off for, because they have certain cutoff days at Ulta. I think it's from the beginning of November, don't quote me on this, but the beginning of November until after Christmas is pretty much blackout days is what it's called. And you can't call out, you can't request off for those days. So it's pretty much up to if the general manager schedules you or not. So that's one thing that you need to be aware of. If I left anything out, please comment down below. I might make a second video on this, like an update, because I did do a store setup at Ulta, and I don't know, since Ulta's building up and they're still having new stores going out throughout the US, a lot of people will be going through store setups too. Mine store setup, pretty much there was nothing in it at all, and me and a lot of more girls and guys, we all set up the store, we all put everything together. So I might make a second video on what it's like going through a store setup, because I know people will do that too. But stay tuned for that and comment down below if you'd like to see that. But this is my video on what it's like working at Ulta. Please let me know if I left anything out at all. And thank you guys for tuning in, and stay tuned for the next video. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe right now and leave me down below what you want me to talk about. But yeah, that's it guys. Thank you for tuning in and have a great day, and stay tuned for more videos.